Well, listen, we're here with
Mayor?
what can we say? No, Mayor. I'm unofficial, but anyway, Day in Miami fans, we have a great one for you today. I know we always say we have a great one, but this is a good one. As you guys all know, recently we went to Panama and we were with our good friend, dear friend, Ambassador Kevin Cabrera. He invited us to go there for the 4th of July. And then Eddie was able to secure a great little short interview with the gentleman himself, the guy that has made some headways all over Panama. And I think I don't want to be a predictor, but
Potential president.
I mean, this guy,
Potential
we could probably be promoting this podcast, but we have now with us the mayor of Panama City. Mayor, welcome to A Day in Miami and welcome to our studios in Miami, brother.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome to be here. I think, FYI, this is my first podcast as mayor or first interview.
Oh, let's
go.
In English.
Let's go.
Yeah, or outside of Panama.
Outside of Panama.
See?
You're our first international guest.
There you go.
Holy moly, you've got international.
International.
The thing, listen, international, we traveled to Panama.
Yeah.
Eba.
Yeah, but the great thing about it is that for those people that don't really know this, I mean, I think Panama is so like a mini Miami.
It is.
You know, I mean, it's you look at the skyline, you look at the old town, and I mean, I want also Eddie to speak about this, but when we went there, I think what took me back a little bit more was I hadn't been to Panama. And,
Right.
and it's crazy. In all my years of politics, between sister cities and everything that I did with so many years, I never had the pleasure of and I looked at this and I said to myself, wow, this is so ridiculous.
And it wasn't ever in your radar, was it?
It's not that it wasn't in my radar, but you knew Panama was there, but I was saying, okay.
there. It's just a
And
canal.
I tell you, I got back. I mean, we would speak about this when we were there. We got so impressed with Panama. And I mean, I don't need to say about the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
That's something extraordinary. I think it should be like another one of those wonders of the world.
This is the world?
Yeah, because
man-made.
I mean, when you look at that, but again, I just wanted to clarify that because I think it's important for you to really shed a light in the sense of how you got to be mayor of Panama at this young age. The way you did it, I think is a spectacular story. And the fact of what you are doing and what you're paving the world in Panama is something extraordinary to me.
I appreciate
So,
that,
you know, the mic is yours, my man.
Thank you.
For those people who don't know you or, just introduce yourself
Yes.
and then go for it.
Dale. I mean, guys, I'm Mayor Mizrachi. I'm 37, the youngest mayor elected to City Hall in Panama. And I'm also the only influencer to successfully turn politician in Latin America. We ran a campaign that was a fifth. It was 80% cheaper than every other campaign in history. The cheapest other campaign in history for mayor. And we just changed the game. We just changed the game because I connected directly with the audience. I didn't pretend to be a politician. I don't dress as one. I don't talk like one. I don't behave like one, not even now that I'm in office. And the status quo, the politicians, they said that's his disadvantage, whereas I said, no, that's my advantage. So instead of spending money in advertising and publicity and billboards, all the little funds that we had went to public works. So instead of putting a big billboard about what I was going to do, like I'm going to fix this road, I would actually use that money to actually fix that road.
Oh, wow.
And that was my content. And because I already had about 400,000 followers, I was my own, communications channel. So it was a recipe that is hard to replicate because you need to have come from a certain public credit, from a certain I would say not political, but social capital with credibility. And that's why we couldn't be replicated at the moment. But since then, our recipe was used recently in Ecuador by the team of President Noboa. They were able to successfully imitate some certain playbooks from our certain pages from our playbook.
In what sense? In the social thing?
Yeah. So, for example, I can't be in 26 places at the same
Right.
time.
Right.
So, and, for 10 years, I couldn't leave the country. That's another story, which I'll get into. But I used to do these life-size cutouts of myself, and they were called El Mayer que Pasea, and they were foldable. And then I would give it to my siblings so that every time they would travel, they would take me on the plane. They would take me places. It was really freaking funny.
Cool.
So instead of just sobbing about my, condition that I couldn't travel, I would make fun of myself. So then politically, I said, well, we'll just do cutouts and we'll send Meyer to different events and we're everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's literally what we did. It sounded stupid, but because there was a president that I've been doing this for a while, it was on brand. So if any other candidate was using this strategy, it wouldn't work because it would be seen as, oh, they're copying Meyer.
Yeah.
But listen, it was an impossible task, with improbable odds, because not only was I not a politician, I didn't have a political party, first independent to win the second most important position in the country for elections, but also I had a criminal case against me.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. All right. So
I don't know the details.
Yeah. Let's go back.
Go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
You told me when we met in person you were going to talk about this.
Yeah. Let's go back.
I mean,
The story of the bracelets and everything.
I mean,
but I like where this is going.
You just threw right now a criminal. So I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, welcome to Miami.
Yeah. So
You're welcome in this office.
so
I mean, this is Miami politics.
listen. Normally people get into politics and then they get into trouble, and trouble got to me, and then I got into politics.
Okay.
So I was part of a political persecution back in 2014, 2015. I had developed a software, an encrypted messaging system that the government licensed from my company. I lived in New York, in Miami. I started in Miami, actually. And then I moved to New York, scaled this into a startup, raised about $600,000. We were like in Business Insider and everything. And then the government of Panama, who got hacked through their WhatsApp because it wasn't encrypted back then, they came to us and they said, we need a year's license of your software. And they used it. And then when they changed governments, they used my contract to go after the ex-government, basically. So I was just a pawn in this game. And I never imagined how far they could take this in Banana Republic. But by December 2015, I was in a prison cell in Colombia. And never did I imagine that I was going to be 6 months in a maximum security prison in Colombia.
You said you were in the worst one.
Yeah, it's the worst prison in Colombia.
I told not for nothing, because I told my wife about that, and she goes, "You're fucking kidding me." She goes, "Babe, that's the worst prison in Colombia." She goes, "That guy was there." She goes, "I have the ultimate respect for him now." So
I mean,
continue.
I mean, alligator. What is it? Alligator Alcatraz is a 4 Seasons. No,
It is. So because as long as you don't jump into the water, you're fine. But over there, the alligators are inside the cells. They're like in the prison.
So, but wait, because these are things that are things that make you go home.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when the Panama seeked you guys, correct, to come and work for them, to help them, secure their communications.
That's right.
Okay. Now, what
was the basis?
Yeah.
So they said that we never delivered the licenses, and we cashed in the check. So we basically robbed the government. If these were like, let's say, bottles of water where they disappeared the bottles of water, they could maybe have a case. But because this was software, I could actually prove that they used the licenses and who used them. It was traceable. So we had all the freaking evidence. But it doesn't matter in Banana Republic because it's not about the facts. It's about making you go through the process, because through the process they could They can prosecute you. They can take you to prison. They can destroy you reputationally. And then by the time you get to trial, they can say everything is done and you're not guilty.
Right, but by that time, they screwed you over.
Exactly. And that's literally
but that's how it is. Everything in all the legal battles, these things, all these legal battles are.
And that's literally what happened to me, because when I was locked up in a prison cell in Colombia, what was hard for me wasn't the fact that I was in a prison cell and I felt sorry for myself or my career or everything. No, it was the fact that I had the entire truth on my side, and I did not have a voice to spread that truth. No one would believe me. No one would share my story. The media was bought and paid for, and I said the most valuable thing for me is to create a voice, to build up rebuild my reputation, and become undeniable. That was like my goal since 2016.
Okay, so I'm going to ask questions, and I know that people out there are probably thinking, okay, so were you not protected by any which way, by being American?
I'm not. I'm actually Jamaican.
Jamaican,
yeah,
okay.
You can tell, right?
All right. Well, yeah, man. Anyway, but at the end of it, so none of that applied to you?
No.
Applied to you?
No.
Okay. And so you were in New York. So why Colombia? Why?
I was going to Colombia for New Year's to Cartagena with some friends. I mean,
did they detain you there?
Yeah, they stopped me there. There was an Interpol red notice.
No way.
The same that Chapo.
Which you didn't know.
No, we didn't know it. It's the same shit that Chapo Guzman had. This was the same time that Chapo Guzman escaped prison. He had an Interpol red notice. I was on the same level of El Chapo.
On the red notice?
Yeah. So here I was when this was happening over there. I was like, okay, I must be ignorant to how bad this is, because this cannot be happening, because I must really be a bad person.
Note to yourself before you travel. Go somewhere and see if you're in the Interpol.
So
wait, you land in Colombia and boom, right there.
And they don't care about the facts.
From Miami.
From Miami, yeah. They don't care about the facts, because it turns out that there's like a bounty system behind the Interpol red notice.
Wow.
So the country that secures you
gets money
for A, securing you, and B, turns out my time in Colombia was not a rent-free stay in a 5-star luxury hotel. Panama was paying like Four Seasons money for every night that I was at that prison. It's freaking crazy.
So they want you to stay.
Oh yeah, well that's it. Every incentive is just like prolonged. So
then you're in this prison and you have no access to counsel or anything like that, attorneys. Like how's that?
No, I mean I didn't have access to a phone or anything. Listen, man, I was 27. This was going on, and my family was going crazy.
That's what I was gonna ask, yeah.
This is a foreign country. We know nobody here. You're locked up abroad. This is obviously a misunderstanding. This is gonna be solved in a few hours or days. No one told me I was gonna be there 6 months. Every day I was supposed to leave that day.
Wow.
So it was like death through 1,000 paper cuts.
Yeah.
Because it was the high expectation of optimism, and then losing faith by the end of the day, and then trying to renovate that faith for the next day, and then realizing that the next day is actually a holiday, and it's a long weekend, so you have to wait till Monday. Fuck. And little by little
turns to 6 months.
That's exactly right.
Now
I lost faith. I mean, at that point, the system was so broken, because we had. Here's the kicker. When I left prison, 3 months after, we got a letter from the Interpol that said, we have extinguished all your records from our database because the soliciting country, Panama, was not able to back up their claims with evidence. That is, they produced a red notice with fake information.
Wow.
And it was fucking screwed up.
So go ahead.
No, they don't penalize Panama for this?
Well, that's
Well, I sued
Interpol.
Yeah. I sued Panama in DC at the OAS, in the Inter-American Court of Human Rights.
Yeah.
They only take in about 5% of the lawsuits, of the cases. They took in this one. And they're gonna be o sea, condenados. They're gonna be
So you're still in
condenados.
that process right now.
Yeah, it's taken years. It's been 10 years since 2016, 2015.
How long does this take? They don't know. I mean,
It takes forever, man. And then we sued Colombia
Yeah.
for the whole Red Notice thing, in the UN, and they've also taken in that they took in that lawsuit. So it's taking forever, but never did I imagine that I was going to be able to not just come out of this alive, but
yeah. I mean,
develop an even greater name for myself, and run for office and take down the entire system that was that came against me.
That's crazy.
Because that's really as a political force. That's really what I've done. I created a new playbook, and now everyone's like, "Holy shit,
That's Trump.
you don't need a party."
well, but it's not only Trump. I'm just thinking also the fact of psychologically, mentally, the fact that you try to develop, you're doing something good, you're going on a trip. You think about this. I just got back from a trip. I was with my family, and for you to come back and then go to a place, and all of a sudden they arrest you, and you're like, "What's going on?" They throw you in a place. The power of the mind is very, very strong, and the fact that you do not go bonkers is bonkers to me.
Or quit,
In the sense of like saying, I want nothing to do with any of these countries. Yet here you are in Panama. With
I doubled down and went in.
Yeah,
you double down.
with the very country that accused you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So you have a story about the bracelets you want to talk about, or you told me?
So my cellmate,
Yes.
he did these bracelets for me, and I've never taken them off, because for me it's a reminder
Absolutely.
of where I've been, no matter where I am or where I go, how bad life can be, and whatever it is, you can get through it. So for me, it like keeps me grounded. And I've never taken them off. I don't wear a Rolex. I don't do that. This for me is more valuable than any freaking Rolex.
Well, 100%.
And whenever I'm amongst politicians and everyone's like suited up, and I may be suited up, they see that, and everyone's like, "This guy, he's a rookie. He's still in their surfer mode." This for me has a lot more value than whatever material good you have on your wrist, because it reminds you. I think a lot of politicians, a lot of people that get into power or reach a certain level of success that have come through hardship, they forget where they've been.
Oh.
They forget.
Happens a lot.
Preaching to the choir, brother. I say that here all the time. We talk about that here all the time.
Yeah.
When they need you, they're out there in that door. Yeah. Bing, 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 bing. Hey, I need a check. I need this. Hey, can I put a sign?
Especially
Can I count on you? On the fundraising. And then all of a sudden, I mean, please, I'm dedicating one day. I think I'm going to do a show.
No, but he calls people out.
No, but
he'll call people.
Good.
He'll come to me. Be like, "Let me talk to you really quick. Come over here." Bam, 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 bam.
No, I do.
fucking
I
great.
have. Well, they'll come in.
right.
Oh, you want to do the podcast now?
Now,
I mean,
where were you 6 months
where
ago
were
or a year
you
ago?
6 months
Yeah,
ago?
I agree.
And I tell
When
people,
I invited you,
we're inviting you. We're trying to give you, a voice.
We ended up helping.
Well, but
Yeah,
we're not going to get
whatever,
into
yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that you touched on something that's so well, and then I want you to get into the fact. I mean, listen, this is crazy to me.
You know what?
That story for me is just crazy to me. So, but before we go to that, what happened to the company?
No, I was gonna say-
What happened to the company? So nothing ever happened to the company. They figured out that the software, you did produce the damn thing to these people, and they fucked up.
over the course of 10 years,
Yeah.
I won over 4 cases that they built against me with facts and against the system. I had a president against me. I have a judicial system that was controlled by the president,
Right.
who was against me. I had a legislative system who was controlled by the president, who was against me. And I was toxic. So no one would befriend me to support me, to get me out of this. So we went literally against it. And here's the fucked up part about it. Excuse my French.
No, please. You can
But
use that word 20 times.
I ran a mayoral campaign in the most important city in Central America in the Caribbean. And I won in spite of a government criminal case against me. And 2 weeks later, case dismissed.
Damn. I was about to ask you, did you receive a warm welcome
Crazy.
when you won?
Bro, none of
did not.
none of the freaking facts changed. And I'm not even gonna wonder. I'm gonna say it. Had I not won that election, I would probably still be fighting in the courts right now, because the facts remain the same. And they said there's no case because he delivered the software. What are we talking about?
Yes.
There's no case, and especially let's assume a government bought a car from your company and you didn't deliver the car. It's a civil case.
Right.
It's civil.
Right. It's not a criminal situation.
It's not criminal.
Correct. Nobody got shot. Nobody got killed here.
So anyhow, it's Banana Republic. So my family, and to go back to what you said, why did you go back in? You would hate and resent the country you come from. The hardest thing was to not develop resentment or to grow hateful over that period of time, because anyone in that position could live traumatized, resentful, hateful. That's the kind of trauma that no judicial decision can fix, because what you go through, the suffering, is real. No one's going to take that back.
No. I mean,
so
please.
I realized that it wasn't Panama the country. It was a few fucked up people that happened to be players in power.
Yeah.
And at the same time, over that period of 10 years, I developed a voice and a reputation. I was a very big critic of the government, using just objective reason. And I realized that no matter how loud I was, nothing changed. So if I was really honest about wanting to change things, I either get involved, or I shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, yeah. That's what he said. Get involved, don't complain, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I got involved, and that's what I said. Like when people said, you're just doing this because you want the power, or you're just another politician that wants a get-rich-quick scheme. And I said, you know what? I'm perhaps the only politician that's ever gotten involved knowing the risks or having lived through the consequences of power. So, excuse me, but no one is risking more than me, more than myself, because I know exactly where I'm going to be, even if I do things right.
Yeah.
Because it's the way the system works. It doesn't matter whether you did things right or not. It's who's in power. Are they against you, or are you part of their equation or not?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to kick you out.
Let me tell you, Eddie just said something so important of the Trumpism.
No.
We're not trying to compare apples to apples, but I mean, and I tell people out there, everybody can go ahead. I'm not defending or not defending. I'm saying, like the guy, don't like the guy. That's exactly what you're thinking about. Why?
Yeah.
Like I asked you, why would you go back to that? Why wouldn't you just stay in New York, stay in the United States?
Yeah.
If there's an X for you in it's screw it. I'll never go anywhere else. I'll just stay in the United States, which is beautiful, and I can travel all the states here and still not have all the time to visit all the places. But that's the same thing I would say about Trump. Like the guy or don't like the guy. Don't like how his policies are, whatever. But the love that guy has to have for the politics, to take all this shit in of everything they did, that we are finding out now, again, if people want to believe it or not believe it, if it was a conspiracy, not conspiracy against him, but all the shit that's coming out now of all the pre-planned thing of the hoax situation and this and that, and then now they know the people that were like more or less pushing behind it. This is like a whole deja vu replay with your situation of people in power.
When I saw the whole Trump situation and how his cases were dismissed once he got into office and he won elections.
No, he was a nominee now for the Republican Party now.
That when I saw that, by the way, I said, hey, it's when Panama does it, it's on brand. It's Banana Republic. But America, come on. Are you guys trying to be us? What's the story?
They were calling us a Banana Republic.
They do it, but they do it very smart, here in the States. They're
but I don't know if it's smart anymore. It's out in the open already.
Yeah, it's really upfront
went
these
on
days.
A guy who went with a completely different playbook.
Correct. Correct.
And just he was like a mud monster. You can throw and sling mud at him. He was just getting bigger.
That's it.
He got the felonies, more people liked him. He was going to jail, more people liked him. He got the mugshot, more people liked him. He got shot, more people liked him.
He was like the Hulk. Keep on pissing him off and get greener and greener and greener until he popped to be the Hulk.
And it was like, you know why? because people identify with that. He's like
That's
a regular person, you know?
Because you look at the system and you can say, you know, if they want to do something to you, they can do something to you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like I said, okay, now, you know, fight it. You know, you got to fight it now and say, no, that's not what you did. That's not what you did. So, you know, again, let me tell you.
So you come in.
Yeah.
All right. When did you notice during your race, like, okay, I actually have a shot at this? You know, were you polling differently? Like, how were the attack ads on these guys? When did you feel like, okay, this could actually come true?
I mean, were the other guys also throwing the fact that you're an ex, convict?
Oh,
you know, this guy tried to steal from us.
Yeah, no, there was this funny ass moment where the vice mayor candidate for my main competitor, like the guy, he goes on a video, he says, I got no legal cases against me. I can go to Disneyland whenever I want. I can go to Miami. Can he go to Miami? He can't go to Miami. And instead of that,
he's here in Miami now, baby.
Yeah. Instead of that working in his favor, it worked against him. Because, hey, FYI, yeah, I come up from a very wealthy background. I'm white, blue-eyed. Of course, I am not your typical looking Panamanian. And that guy was the opposite. He was a humble Panamanian that came from the bottom. But by doing that, he lost all his humility, and I became the victim. And people said, hey, I can't go to Miami either. I side with Meyer. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you also have to be very stupid to victimize your opponent and put him in as a martyr. So turns out that despite the fact that I had blue eyes, I had more in common with most Panamanians.
Sure.
Because most Panamanians can't leave the country. Most Panamanians had been fucked by the government. So
wait, when you say most Panamanians can't leave the country, is it because of monetary?
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
But
most people won't be able to go to Disney.
Yeah.
So for 10 years, I couldn't leave the country while I was being investigated and tried. So
in Panama,
yeah. So you can imagine when I won the election and I came to Miami for my birthday, and I literally went to fucking Disney
for my birthday. Disney World,
and I just got the
ears.
I got the hat with the ears, the blue hat with the the cone. Whatever.
Yeah. The goofy.
Yeah, and then I got a Coke drink with me. I'm just sipping. I took a selfie and I go, You were saying?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so what happened to that guy? Well, he got fucked. He doesn't have a job. He lost his reputation. And I'm not happy about that. But I think that's why you just got to be humble. I mean, when you're in politics, you can't mix, you cannot confuse politics with purpose. The purpose is not to defeat your opponent. The purpose is to help people. So if you're focused on defeating your opponent, then you may be losing focus from the one thing that actually matters, which is investing your time and resources into helping people out.
100%, brother.
And that's literally that was all I did.
100%.
That's all I did. I didn't even respond to the guy.
Over there, do you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys get groups of guys go knocking on doors or something like that?
Yeah. We do some of that.
And how many people vote in an election like that, like in a Panama City?
Panama City election, it was about eight.
Your cycles are all the same time. President.
Yeah, dude.
So you always have good turnout.
Yeah. So our turnouts are really high. We have about 80% turnouts. I mean, it's really
awesome.
It's really high.
Yeah.
And it's about 800,000 voters.
Damn.
In the city. So the capital city is where you have maybe half of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also a different strategy that I had, which was I appealed to both kids and foreigners because no one was looking at them because they don't vote. But I understand influence. I come from social media. I am a quote-unquote influencer. So I said, wait a minute. They may not be able to vote, but they influence the vote. Like, who's the most influential member of the family in a household? The kids. The children tell you where you're going to go vacation.
Yeah.
You go to the supermarket. What cereal do you buy? The one that the kid says, the one with the colorful marshmallows.
Nobody would think that about politics.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. It's consumer behavior. So by being an inspirational figure or connecting with kids, you had this army of young young kids and teenagers who were talking constantly to their parents, telling them, you have to vote for mayor. I don't know who the fuck the president's going to be. I don't know anything about the senators, but Meyer is the best person in politics. And that's what they would say all the time. And parents would come to me and said, my child doesn't stop talking about you. I mean, I don't even care about politics, but he loves you.
Yeah.
So, I think, and the same thing we got a lot of Venezuelans and Colombians in Panama.
Yeah.
And I'm very open to foreigners coming and settling down in Panama because they create opportunities. Even though they can't vote, they create companies. They employ Panamanians. They put the economy to roll. So when you cater to them, they're inspiring their own people in their same in the different way.
So that now that we're leading into that, I mean, listen, I think we can stick on the story of how you became mayor. Just
we
for
could
3 hours.
Listen, we could do a separate podcast just about prison
crazy.
stories.
No, it's
I got
crazy. It's
pictures and videos. It's fucking crazy.
Because at the end of the day, I know all our viewers are going to be fascinated with this because.
But now you're making me want to ask, what's your craziest prison story now?
Well,
at least give us one craziest prison story before we go into the business.
Yeah.
All right.
Give us one crazy prison story.
All right.
So first of all,
so family visits were limited to once every 2 weeks, but you could have a conjugal visit every week.
Right.
So loophole, I designated my mother as my conjugate so that she could come every week.
Makes sense.
However, that meant that during that visit, it was an awkward visit with your mother.
I can only imagine.
Because
they would put you like in a room or something?
Yes.
Okay.
But you weren't alone. It was 100 other couples because it was the prisoners with their wives or significant others. And the guards would make them pay to use the conjugal rooms.
Right.
So instead of them paying, they would just put a blanket over the tables. And they would go under the table and have sex. I kid you not. They would be... So,
I feel like
and I have a picture, guys. I'm going to show you a picture. But basically, I have this picture where there's fucking tents all over, and it's just me and my mom, like this. And the sex sounds were like crickets in the middle of the night because you were hear a little bit, a whine here, a whine there.
Yeah,
crickets here. I heard that. I heard one over there. And my mom was so naive when she first met my cellmate. She asked the wife, so you recently had a baby. Oh, very nice. But, Alejandro, you told me you've been here over 4 years. How did you just have a baby?
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom.
Yeah. Conjugal
visits. Right under the table.
Under the tent.
So she was super naive. So, so basically technically I could say, I took my mom to an orgy.
That's definitely what it sounds like.
At prison. She
was so naive. She was
bro.
Man, that's awesome.
There's some stories,
things
man.
Mothers do.
Oh my
things
God!
Mothers do, my brother.
That woman.
Yeah.
You had her right now in this podcast next to me with her Jamaican accent. She would tell you stories. You would die. It's hysterical.
That's incredible, man.
Hysterical.
That's incredible.
Because she has her Jamaican accent.
Yeah. Very, very, very.
So going back to the business side, you were saying about the foreigners, right? How easy is it? Because I know Kevin talked about it a little bit, but how easy is it if someone wants to invest in Panama? Is it difficult? Like someone coming out of town? Because for example, here you need to invest $5 million in order to take a Trump card and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is it the same over there? How's that process?
There's a similar process, but it's a lot cheaper. It's like the buy-in is anywhere from $100,000 to maybe $500,000. If you just buy a home, then that's enough. You get a permanent residency with a $300,000 home, which puts you in a really upscale neighborhood, 4-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom apartment, in an upscale neighborhood, and the lifestyle you get for it. That's the thing about a country like Panama.
Correct. Yeah, I was going to say a lot of those countries.
Yeah. I mean, when it's good, it's very good. So first off, we don't have a high criminality rate. So people feel secure. It's not just it's secure. People feel secure. It's not in the culture. What is in the culture is probably not stopping your fucking car to let pedestrians cross the street. That's like,
No.
that's the bad stuff.
That's
from
all
our
like South
country.
America.
It's very Latin America. Yeah, it's very Latin
Red
America.
lights, you know, they don't care.
Oh yeah, that's the everyday situation.
I mean, if you're a hood ornament, you're a hood ornament.
What-
You know, I mean,
Dude, you know what the yellow light
Well-
means? Yellow light in my country means accelerate.
Yeah.
Go faster before it turns red.
turns red. Yeah,
that's
100%.
literally what it means.
I'm with you.
What I
Listen,
hated-
I was in the taxis over there, but I know I was like,
Did you get into the taxis or Ubers? Was it taxi?
No, we got Ubers.
You got Uber.
And we had a private driver. Everything was
Okay.
Uber, yeah.
no, but he was a taxi.
Oh yeah,
That,
he
you
probably
know-
did taxi on the side.
Yeah,
Uber like
yeah. Sometimes we'll get a taxi right
They
there.
do
at the
that.
hotel. They're taxis that become Uber too.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like the yellow taxi is what we're saying.
Okay, it wasn't the yellow.
Yeah, it wasn't the yellow.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, those are like, you don't know how those guys are.
Those will stop in the middle of the highway just to pick up a person. They don't understand the concept of
Or a taxi
don't
stand.
stop here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, totally opposite now of Europe and Madrid. I mean, there you got to walk like a mile to go to a taxi stand, you know, where all
Yeah.
the taxis are there.
That's a mission over there, too.
No, it's a big mission. So, I mean, I know. Let's continue on that on the fact of investment. But if you as mayor of Panama, what are some areas that you can say to our viewers? Listen, we're looking for.
Yeah.
You know, could we finish that sentence?
Yeah.
We're looking for X to come to Panama. Are we looking for, air conditioning companies? Are we looking for, plumbing companies? Are we looking for contractors? Are we looking for restaurants, businesses? What type of stuff do you think that you can say, hey, this is what we're looking for in Panama?
Yeah, we're definitely looking for restaurant managers, like people who know how to manage the business of restaurant, who
Okay.
can put up great experiences that cater to a worldwide audience that's coming to Panama and has a higher expectation than what Panama is delivering currently,
Wow.
which with the local industry.
And you think there's room for it to be successful?
Oh,
Like,
big time.
The food there is good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a great restaurant scene in Panama. I would say it's the best in Central America, probably Central America and the Caribbean. I don't know what's going on in Santo Domingo. I know that Dominican Republic is doing a good job, but Panama has a huge opportunity, a huge upside right now over the next, I would say, 7 to 10 years. So you got the food, the restaurant industry, hotels.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Hotels, brother. There is a diamond in the rough, which is not just Panama City. It's the north coast. So Panama is on the south coast, facing the Pacific Ocean. 40 miles away. No, kilometers away. You have the north coast, the Atlantic Ocean, at just 40 minutes away from the city. You've got the Atlantic Ocean. And you have an entire coast of Caribbean water that is untapped.
And it's like nice water?
It's beautiful.
Like Caribbean water.
Caribbean.
Huh.
It's
I didn't know that.
beautiful.
But you didn't go to that beach.
One of my friends told me that he said there's great fishing over there.
There's the best fishing in the world.
Yeah,
Is there?
he told me about that. He goes, but I didn't see
Peñas
I didn't
Bay.
see anything like that. You know?
Yeah.
Peñas Bay.
Yeah, he told me.
is in the Caribbean. No, it's in the Pacific. There's great fishing over there. I'm actually courting, for example, I'm having chats with Sandals Hotel. So they only open up in the Caribbean islands. I pitched them the idea, well, build your first continental hotel on the Caribbean side of Panama.
Yeah. That's the
And
Caribbean.
and we're having that conversation and think, that's another opportunity.
That would be a good one because Sandals
hospitality.
appeals for the whole,
job,
for
yeah.
everything. Adults, children, everything.
And Panama's Caribbean side has a very big Jamaican influence. Very big.
Yeah.
The Panama Canal was built in major part with Jamaican labor. There's a lot of people that came from Jamaica. So you have that. I would say regional distribution. So the biggest headquarters for the biggest names for Latin America are in Panama.
Okay.
So if you have a company who wants to distribute to Latin America your product or service, the best place to position yourself is Panama, to have a regional office. In fact, Sandals is setting up their office in Panama. So we have the regional office for Adidas, for Nike, for Zara, for you name it, everything. It's there. And It's in Panama, and for a very easy reason. It's easy to get to. There's a flight from Panama to anywhere, and it's easy to get to, and no one says no to a couple of days in Panama. So, like, that's why we're also focusing on events. So, like Miami is an event stage.
Yeah.
You know, it's really attractive to promote your show in a stage like Miami, because no one says no to going to Miami for a weekend or for a few days. So we're taking a page out of Miami's book, and we're now building our own big ass arena.
Yeah.
And becoming the I would say the anfitrion, the host of the world is what we want to be, of Latin America. So most people in Latin America don't have a visa. So when you do events, regional events in Miami, you're excluding a very big part of an economy that is untapped. Because I think it's great that Trump is focusing on Latin America, because Latin America is going to grow big over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Its major risk is mainly political. You got a lot of leftist governments and
what's
shit.
going on in Colombia right now.
But those are opportunities for us.
Have you seen the same? Are you also, focused on the fact of, the whole Chinese situation going on in Panama? Or
yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I mean, listen, there's no denying that that there's a huge commercial presence of Chinese brands in Latin America. So these days, you travel to Colombia, Panama, Dominican Republic. Hey, I was just in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And there's Chinese cars everywhere. Well, why? Because they're selling the same product or even better for 30, maybe 40% less.
Yes.
It's very hard to beat that. But I've even spoken to Kevin about this. I said, I think America has to redefine its commercial strategy in the region. Because, like, if Chevy wants to compete in the region, how is it going to compete with a car that is much more expensive than the Chinese counterpart?
But I think
Especially if they want America too.
I think that's one of their biggest focus that this government wants to do now is really, to your point when you just said their interest in Latin America is important, because I think that previously it was people were not focused. The U.S. was not focused in Latin America.
No.
So, strategically, all these other countries are saying, let me go into this area. You're talking about all these countries are near the United States.
Yeah.
So
it's like a lot of things the Chinese do is they go in there, they promise, or they do fix like several like infrastructure projects in order for them to have some type of influence and
access.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And then they do like long-term deals, like, hey, we're gonna fix this road for you, but we need to have access to your markets, etc.
Yeah. And I think, as I was saying, the biggest risk of Latin America, it's its political stability.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of left-leaning movements, socialist, I would say communist movements, more than socialist. So that puts Panama in a very exquisite position, because, well, you look at Colombia, and then you have a lot of Colombians that want to move to Panama. They don't want to go to Miami. They can't. Maybe they can't.
Colombians want to go to Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
with the new president, the issue is going on too. He was trying to like stay in power, and they got shot down. But he was
Panama is consistently
correct.
Panama is consistently.
So a lot of people got scared.
He was coming out saying that you shouldn't be able to own two homes.
Yeah.
So people started selling off assets.
Right. Well, any minute now that could happen in New York City. Yeah. That's another conversation.
Oh, I have a plan.
Oh,
I have a plan.
I hope New York really wakes up. If not, everybody's going to be coming to Miami as well, too. Everything crazy. But tell me your plan.
No, bro, we can talk forever, but go for it.
Tell me your plan. Tell me your plan.
You want more or no?
Nah, I'm fucking good, man.
You see?
Yeah, it's got me jittery.
Really?
Holy moly.
Yeah, I told you, bro. It's the Cuban crack. Liquid. That's the legal stuff. This is how they do it legally right there.
But by the way, I just saw a post this morning or last night, I think it was Venezuela and Colombia creating a joint territory for cocaine production. I'm not joking. This is legit.
Like for them
the
to
Maduro guy was
they want to legalize it in their own way to produce it.
I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but I guess again, it's that kind of stuff that makes Panama a much more attractive option.
I was saying I want to get out of here.
Yeah, because Panama consistently is center right.
Yeah.
Consistently. It's not depending on the president. It is. And that's one of the best things about my country. It's people know they want businesses. They want work, they want labor, they want employment, and they want the private sector to grow.
Kevin was telling us that McDonald's has made like a huge investment into Panama, man. And they're the number one contractors or hirers of like the younger age.
Yeah, no, and Panama's McDonald's is very special because it's the only country in the world where McDonald's sells more chicken than burgers.
Right, he told us that
than burgers.
They have the chicken wings that they do to compete with KFC.
Bro, and it's pretty fucking good.
That's great.
Even Kevin said, like no shade, but Panama McDonald's is better than the U.S.
Listen, I wouldn't doubt it. I've eaten
pretty
McDonald's in
fucking good,
Japan and
It's
in
pretty fucking
Colombia,
good,
everywhere,
man.
and it's always like it feels different than the U.S. It does feel different.
It's good, man. It's pretty good. I gotta say, I love it.
Yeah. Talking about the drug stuff and all that. How much do you know of what happens in the Darien Gap?
I don't know much about it, but I think it's. I can speak just facts, which is before President Molino came into power and before Kevin came to Panama, the Darien Gap was a problem.
Yeah.
And now their collaboration, the U.S. and Panama's collaboration, has solved that problem. It's no longer a problem. The traffic of illegal immigrants and drugs has completely diminished. Yeah. And again,
what are they doing? They're stationing people there, obviously. Then.
And they're also caring. Gotcha. So before they didn't give up.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck. Now you have a Panamanian government that is working hand in hand with the U.S. government that now cares about Panama.
Yeah.
Right.
When I first, back in December, when Trump mentioned the Panama Canal, everyone started losing their minds because of the content of his speech. Whereas I was actually a bit more excited because of the fact that we were on the top of mind of the U.S. again.
Come on. Yeah. The guy's coming into power, and the first thing he's talking about is about the Panama Canal.
For after over 10 years of not mattering to the U.S., Panama now matters again. So I think it's great.
Yeah.
So now, and thanks to the fact that Kevin has been on our ambassador, he's managed to materialize that in a way that both countries benefit from that renovated interest from the U.S. and Panama.
Well, listen, I saw it when we went to the canal. I mean, we saw the fact of our guy explaining all that area used to be USA area and how many Americans lived in that whole area.
Yeah.
Now it's been abandoned a little bit.
Very
all these office buildings. I mean, this was huge. And I always thought to myself, here we go in the sense of things that people are in the back of their mind, but it was such a big important issue that I think that we should have never have left. Not that, giving the Panama Canal to Panama or whatever, but the interest should have stayed there a little bit more serious in the sense of like, we're good. We're giving it to the Panamanian government. But I still think that the U.S. had to have kept a little bit more.
Well, we didn't give it. We sold it for $1, no?
Yeah, it's but
better yet, it's like you gave it away.
You wouldn't have done that deal, no?
No. But at the end of the day, I say there should have, it should have been some type of still some presence. I see it now when I went there of all the area that's been abandoned. I mean, our taxi guy, which became like our tour guide, excellent guy.
He's one of the best tour guys.
And he was explaining everything. He would tell us in Spanish, "Usted ve todos estos lugares. Todo esto estaba, all these were offices.
Sí.
These were all. This is gone now. Now it's I don't know what.
And I mean, listen, all those U.S. Army personnel that was stationed in Panama, they were all consuming Panamanian services, improving the lifestyle, whatever. And there was an economic impact to the presence of the U.S. I think that from a national pride and sovereignty standpoint, it was a very good thing. Now, where are we right now is, okay, we should have a certain degree of collaboration because should Panama ever be in a position of distress or under threat, it has no protection.
Correct.
I guarantee you, neither the Europeans nor the Chinese are going to
Are
come
gonna
to
come
save
help
us.
you guys.
Exactly.
But you guys have a good military, or
Oh, we have a very good military of what we call gallinazos. The gallinazo is
What is that supposed to mean?
a gallinazo.
Doesn't sound too good.
No. Our Air Force. It's our official Air Force.
4 planes or something?
No. Planes. No.
Tell me.
No, the gallinazo is a buitre. What do you call the buitre in English?
Yeah. Okay, I just.
In the desert, right?
Yeah,
It was about to eat Pumbaa and Simon and Pumbaa.
Okay.
What was
yeah,
it?
I got you. I got it. It'll come to me.
Scavengers.
Scavengers. Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Scavengers.
Yeah.
So, we joke that that's our Air Force.
You got a little bit of everything, whatever's left over.
No,
It's a hush posh.
so we don't actually have an army.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, like a Costa Rica-ish.
Yeah. And I think that unlike Costa Rica, there's a lot to protect.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a-
what I'm saying.
So again, I think the renovated interest in the U.S. Of the U.S. and Panama is to a mutual benefit.
Yeah.
And finding a balance.
Well, we saw, remember, with the invasion,
Yep.
when, U.S. invaded with,
Yeah.
I mean, it only took, 5 helicopters,
Yeah, and I think people have to understand what was that invasion. It was the liberation of Panama from dictatorial tyranny.
Correct.
Because today we have democracy. I was able to win an election because there was an election because there was a liberation from dictatorship. So there were lives lost on that day, and it's no small thing. And I feel, as a Panamanian, I feel very hard about that. I'm very heavy. But there's also a big gain to have had that day, which was we got rid of Noriega thanks to the U.S. intervention.
You were in Panama at that time, no? Or?
Oh, I was in Panama as a freaking baby.
yeah.
I mean, I was a year old?
No, I was gonna see if you had like.
I was born. I was born in '87, but there are pictures of my brother. No, actually, I was maybe 2 or 3 years old.
You were born when I was graduating high school.
There's a picture of my brother in the neighborhood that we grew up in, called Paitilla, and it's a picture of my brother dressed like an army uniform, like he had like a disguise, and my older sister and me and my twin brother were babies next to a tank. There was a tank, bro. There was a tank. There was a tank.
I mean, that's a crazy one. But again, to your point, you're right, and I think that I don't think Panama has to worry, but I think the U.S. will always have the back of Panama, especially knowing because of the importance of the canal and everything else. They will always. I mean, it's not, and especially I think now better than ever. Between you being there, having our ambassador there, our president is gets along with the the president.
I hope they get
negotiated.
To meet
they negotiated, which is good. That's what we
if
want.
If you look at how the year started and where we are today,
100%.
It's a stark difference, an improved outlook.
No, we went from I'm taking over Panama in 24 hours or we negotiate. So I think we're good.
I was going to ask about La Zona Libre. How much do you know about that area?
Yeah, the Zona Libre is a free trade zone.
Yeah.
Where most of Latin America and the Caribbean come to get access to the world's production of mainly, all types of retail goods. That's why we have a lot of regional presence from, big brands. So, these companies, they go to China, they produce in bulk and mass, and then they have showrooms in this free trade zone called La Zona Libre de Colón. Yeah. So Panama's down here, Colón is above. That's the Caribbean coast that I was talking about. Yeah. It's Colón. But, because of globalization and China also having a presence in different other countries, the significance and impact of it has kind of decreased a little. Because now Colombians are buying directly from China. And now Brazilians are buying directly from China.
Yeah.
So they've had to evolve their business model to more of a value-add service. So they'll give you the financing, free credit, they'll give credit, and that sort of stuff that the Chinese won't give you. And I have to say, it's also a very attractive part of the Panamanian economy. People don't understand this, but the Panama Canal is no more than 7% of our GDP.
Right.
You had told me.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's like one of the biggest,
Yeah, like
money maker.
it's not.
For the
I
country.
mean, the banking industry of Panama is, 3 times bigger than the canal. It's the financial capital of Latin America.
Right.
So it's one of the reasons why people invest in Panama, because there's a solid banking system, a very conservative banking system.
Yeah, no, I saw a whole bunch
that
of banking
obligates
institutions.
banks to have, their reserves, their liquidity reserves, and I have to say, it's probably the most valuable thing we have, which is thanks to also the dollar.
Yeah.
Because one of the big problems in Latin America is everyone has a printing press. So when they need money, they just print more money. Panama doesn't have that luxury to its benefit, because it means we have to work more and smarter to be able to get new dollars into the country
Yeah.
and attract foreign direct investment
because
and develop new
You guys are
industries.
completely dollarized.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Completely dollarized. Panama,
Everything.
Coin.
Like, nobody uses that coin.
I mean, which is pegged to the dollar, by the way.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's called the Balboa, but no, we are dollarized. We've been dollarized. I think it's our biggest import in Panama is monetary policy, and I think it's been a benefit because it also gives foreign investors a lot more trust in the local industries, in the entire economy. So El Salvador is also dollarized, but they don't have the solid banking system
The
that
Panama
has.
Yes.
So,
But are you guys over there, like, let's say I'm working, just curious about this. Let's say I'm working at McDonald's, to say something. Is there like minimum wage laws as well and everything?
Yeah.
Like $10 an hour, or like how's
Yeah.
like the quality of life there for like a worker?
yeah, no, their minimum Panama's has very
Because not for
stringent.
nothing, because they were the people we're talking to between one another, they were saying that it's kind of so expensive over there for the locals.
It very much is, man. Panama's not cheap for Panamanians. Panama's cheap for Americans that invest in Panama.
Correct.
And it's that dissonance. That's part of a politician's obligation in Panama is how do you bridge that gap between the attracting foreign direct investment to draw in new funds, but that foreign direct investment creates a further disparity in wage gap. So, you really, the role of a politician really has to be, how do you improve people's lives? And not just the donors' lives, but the people that work for those donors, right? The cashier, the cleaning person, the bus driver, without falling into socialist populism.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's the
That's what I was
secret.
going to tell you. Yeah.
That's the secret.
Because then those are the ones that come out and start saying, you see, we can't afford this, we can't afford that, we can't afford that. And that's what they're trying to look
A
for.
person in my
the socialists.
position who
100%.
wants to generate more income for the city would just raise taxes.
Yeah.
For me, that's a no-go zone.
Yeah.
You don't go there until you have optimized every other source of income.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, it's a place for people that I know and people that retire, like people from the U.S.
A lot.
go and retire over there. People that feel, remember, that used to be Costa Rica, but Costa Rica now has gotten expensive as well.
Yep.
I mean, I know of families, years ago, when you retire here and say, okay, I'm going to live off, both husband and wife, Social Security, and they would say, listen, with $4,000 a month or whatever, they were living perfect, or they're great lives. But you got some other people that will go and move to that area, but then that's not enough for the regular common folk that is in, the Panama area.
I was going to say, I was very curious to hear your feedback about how you felt about Panama. And I think I can synthesize it in you were positively surprised about Panama. And that's almost everyone's reaction. The reason is because Panama has been so ineffective at selling itself abroad and PR.
I was going to get to that.
When people discover it, they're like, Why isn't everyone talking about it? So the expectations are relatively low, which leads us to exceed every expectation every time. So in a world where Costa Rica has, kind of like been promoting itself everywhere, Dominican Republic,
DR and Costa Rica.
That's right. They've been promoting themselves, so people have a set expectation.
Yeah.
But when they come to Panama, they see something that's virgin, something authentic, something real that it's undiscovered and hasn't been destroyed by social media popularity.
Yeah.
That happens a lot right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places like little islands and stuff that they can't take the tourism.
They can't take it
It's
because
happening right now
because people,
Thailand.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah, Thailand, especially
Because people are going because of all the,
Spawn Island and Pinhead and all that. Yeah, it's just slammed.
But
you can't. It's trash everywhere. It's crazy, man.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you see it anywhere. I mean, I just came back from Europe, and you see it like in all these little islands that now are all of a sudden people want to take a boat to this island. People are like saying, wait, there was only one hotel in that place. Now you got places like other big corporations saying, wait, we got to do 4 or 5 hotels here.
Well, I think that, and also it's getting cheaper to travel.
Right.
There's more access to travel now too. And social media exasperates, wanting to go visit there.
100%. I mean, it's and again, that brings me to the point that when you ask me about Panama, I think that there's so many places that people in the U.S. would say, wow, I didn't know Panama was one of these places to go fishing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know Panama was this for well.
I didn't know you guys were big at chocolate.
Big at chocolate and the best coffee in the world.
Best coffee?
It's crazy. I mean, listen, I would wake up in that morning and I love that hotel. I mean, we got to talk about that story and that whole thing.
He told me he knows the family.
Yeah.
In
La Compañía. I mean, I love the fact of, I mean, the ADD starts hitting, but, the fact of how, you wake up in the morning, you're watching the whole video of how they started. The guy just got to Panama, just fell in love with Panama. He goes, he sold all his businesses. I mean, wealthy guy.
Yeah.
And he said, I want to build a hotel here.
Yeah.
I said, fuck it. Let's do a hotel.
You know what's crazier than what he did, than that hotel? There was a competing hotel that was being built at the same time, the Sofitel.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
which are during some other people stay in the Sofitel.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, that hotel went bankrupt, the construction. It went bankrupt. He bailed him out at 0% interest. Pay me whenever you can. I don't want to stake.
Way.
Because if you succeed,
I
I succeed, and we both create something better.
That's a smart businessman.
That mentality.
Yeah.
His name is Chris Lenz, and he is one of the best visionaries that the private sector has in Panama.
He's still consistently investing into Panama?
Oh yeah, he opened a compañía in El Valle, which is like
I saw it.
valley. So he's got a mountain experience.
Remember, we were talking about it. That they had a beautiful place up there, like nature and everything. It was
the biggest
spectacular.
spa in continental America.
That's what we're talking about.
The region, the continent.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now he's going to build La Compañía in a beach property in an island in Las Perlas.
Excellent service.
So he's going to have a triangle where the story is he wants to take you to La Compañía for 7 days. 2 days at the city, 3 days at the beach, and 3 days at
Tell them to sign us up, right? We'll go and we'll review the place. I'm down 100% because I tell you, when one starts promoting that, I mean, Panama is, for me, I mean, it shouldn't be, but it's like a hidden gem.
It is.
That it's there that nobody really has explored, to your point, I don't know how virgin it is, but, in the sense that, come on, guys, there's, I mean, how many people love to go to fishing?
Hanging on the streets at night, walking around the restaurant, the food.
Did you feel secure while you were walking around?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
The only thing I didn't like was, like, the walkways are tight.
Yeah, that's the old city.
Well, but again, I mean,
so you gotta kind of walk off, and then there's cars, and then walk back on.
But that's
like Cartagena style.
But that's anywhere, like to his point, old city, brother. I just came back from. I was in Madrid. I was in Palma. I was in everywhere. Anywhere you go, the old cities. That's
they're small.
They're all Spaniard.
You know what we do on Sundays?
That's how it was.
Close on the streets.
We make it completely pedestrian. So the last Sunday of every month. So that's day after tomorrow. So this Sunday, 27th, we're doing the Casco Peatonal.
Yeah.
And we have a pizza fest where we're going to be, competing the best pizza joints in the
wow, that's
city.
amazing, man.
And people love it because when you walk your own city, you discover places that when you are in a car, you don't see
100%.
because you pass by
Of
the
course,
certain.
you're driving, you didn't even see that
I
existed.
love how you guys also too are working hard to conserve like the exterior of properties. You guys saw that the construction there is a little bit more meticulous,
Yeah.
and it looks like it feels like you're conserving the history of it. There's a lot of history in Panama when I was walking around.
There's a lot of it, and the Ministry of Culture actually calls the shots in Casco Viejo. It's not the city. The city may approve your plans,
yeah.
but they have to make sure that you are abiding by their
Architecture.
by maintaining the past and this and whatever.
That's like the city of Coral Gables here. I mean,
That's
the city of Coral
right.
Gables, you have everything. You have to. There's a certain amount of different colors you can paint your house.
That's right.
There's certain plants that you can use. They want to continue it, which was Merrick's vision, and every commission, every mayor comes and really respects that.
That's important.
So when you're it's something that you don't want to now paint your house,
Green or
dark
green
purple or something. You have different 5 or 10, 15 different colors. I think a little bit more. I don't want to get hatred from people at Coral Gables. You're wrong. There's a whole bunch of colors, but that's fine. But there's decent colors. But at the same time, I believe in that. I think that's a perfect way, and especially to do the consistency in a city like Panama. And you see it in all these places. Again, I come back from Europe. All that comes from European, background and descents. So they want to continue that whole thing, which is, the cobblestone streets. If you don't want to walk that area, you just got to know when you go to that area, you got to wear sneakers.
See?
You can't be like the,
No, you can't be. But I mean,
the girls with the, the wedges
Heels,
and the high heels and stuff like that. You can't do that.
The little speakeasy we went to. What was it? It was a restaurant that you guys have there.
Viana with the phone.
They forced you to.
Oh, that's Anna.
Yeah.
Anna, that
Anna.
story of Anna with the
Yeah.
house.
Part of la compañía hotel.
Yeah, he did that too.
Again,
He did that project.
the guy goes, okay, there no one else is doing it, so I'm going to also do it.
Yeah.
So he creates an entire circular experience for all his guests. So he says, okay, there's nothing upscale, ultra upscale for my guests. So I'm going to create a 4-story speakeasy with a super upscale restaurant, which is a fusion between French and Panamanian cuisine. And there's going to be a cigar bar, and it's going to have 3 floors and
Jazz.
and a storyline. Whose house was this? Who is Anna? And he tells that story. And I think that's what's important about him. He's not just a good businessman. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
He understands the impact of
We got to bring him to the podcast.
Yeah,
guy fucking great.
I'll
tell you what. No. We got to bring the podcast to El Valle.
Okay.
And you can do it over there
Down.
so that you can also experience that new hotel that he just built.
Back to Panama.
Done.
Back to Panama, bro.
Whoa,
Well, we
gotta
have...
do a trip back there.
Well, guys, listen. We have the Premios Juventud on September 25th.
De Univision.
De Univision.
Yeah, well,
it's the
yeah.
first time in history.
It's usually always here.
It's first time in history they do it outside of the U.S. territory.
You're absolutely right. We do a lot with Univision, so you're right.
You guys should
Right.
come.
Nice to-
There's gonna be so many people
is
from
that?
Can you
Miami.
get us tickets over there or what?
I could get tickets for that, for the love of
Well,
God.
I don't know if I can get you tickets for that, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the
asking tickets for these are the things Well, anyway, God bless them.
what I can guarantee you tickets to is I'm gonna take the Premios Juventud to the popular neighborhoods. So 10 popular neighborhoods. We're gonna do big, huge ass screens with red carpets so that the people
can see
can
the
live the
I love it. I love
live
it.
on their own.
Those are my type of
experience.
productions, by the way.
You're gonna that
You know what I'm saying? We love that.
That-
I
that
love
is gonna be
We do a
awesome.
huge F1 party over here, viewing party.
That-
We do it in the
We should
plaza.
take them to walk around the plaza.
You know what I'm saying? We do that. But I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
That's an excellent idea.
guys. No,
what I'm
honestly,
saying?
try and come.
So go ahead.
No, I mean, I just have our last question that we always ask. I don't
Well, but listen, not that it's our last question. Mayor, I'll tell you, it's very hard for me to get fascinated with different politicians.
Yeah.
But
I like the scene.
I like that your story
Appreciate it, man.
is really moving. I think your story gives a whole perspective of when you really care for something and you really want to, make a difference. And I tell you from the beginning, the future's yours if you want it. And I think that Panama is lucky to have you over there. And the fact that I really want to encourage all of our viewers before Eddie gets into his question, but I want to encourage all of our viewers, visit Panama. I think that we really have to do a better job, a little bit of better job. If I have a little bit of criticism, is like we gotta promote a little bit more in Panama.
I think so
and things to do, and it's just so much opportunity for all those entrepreneurs that love to watch our podcast, because we like to really showcase entrepreneurship in our podcast.
I have put a poll they saying, would you be interested in investing in Panama? And that's how I started talking to people.
I'm sure
I put a poll.
Yeah.
It was like 68%. I said yes.
I'm glad you shared it with me because I know about it. But anyway, at the end of the day, I think it's important for people to know that there is entrepreneurship opportunities in Panama. And if anybody wants to try, maybe reach out to your office. We'll put your number, or you put your email or something down there that people can go ahead and contact.
If you text me over Instagram, I get your message directly, because no one manages my Instagram, and I look at every message I get.
You guys are listening to this, right?
That's how I connected with you.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna put that, so you can text the mayor directly for anything that you guys are interested in. I mean, you can reach out to us if anything of the fact like that. But I think that one of the things that I really would love to see if we can also, apart from going for Premio La Juventud, is, we are here at Miami have chatted. Maybe those are things that we can start doing, to help out even our entrepreneurship viewers. And the fact of organizing something like that, like a little trade mission that we can do, like a Day in Miami trade mission. People can join us, and
I think we could do two versions of it.
We can take it over there.
Do it over there too, and I think if we do something here, and promote it like that, and he comes and speaks with his people too.
100%.
Well, but also I get it, but people have to get the feel of what Panama is.
Yep.
So once you get the feel of it, you can know you want to attack it.
There's no way we can work maybe with the Panama consulate here or something like that, like on a campaign like that. They don't move here. I really don't know.
I got no idea what they do here, honestly. I mean, I stick to my local.
Answer.
I stick to my local government guns, and I don't know what the foreign ministry. Their goal is in the city of Miami. Maybe it's just stamping visas and helping people lose their passports.
Right.
I don't know.
That's usually what they do in all these consulate things. It's just help out with us.
Spain is pretty active here.
Yeah.
Like they're very active. They have a lot of events.
Yeah,
a lot, and they
because they do. They like to bring the whole Spanish flair over here and that thing.
Even if it's not their job, I think that as the mayor of the city of Panama, it's my job to court people to our city, to promote the city. So even if the consulate doesn't do it, you can bet your ass that this guy here is going to do it over the next 5. For the rest of my life, even if I'm not mayor, I will still be Team Panama. Yeah. So you guys have.
Oh, maybe by the time you be president. Oh, but anyway, go ahead, Ed. What's our last question for our mayor?
Right, the toughest one.
But wait, are you going to ask this question?
Yeah.
For Panama or
for US? He was here.
Okay.
He said he lived here a couple of years.
Of course.
All right.
Okay.
You got to give us your top 3 restaurants.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is presented by Toast.
Okay. Top 3 restaurants.
Sorry, the 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't know.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, go for it.
Number 3, Carbone, which is not Miami. I know, comes from New York, but Carbone is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I love
Manny's
Carbone.
a big fan of those.
I reserve my comments.
Okay.
What do you like about them? Or...
Honestly, sorry.
Have
Carbone.
you been to one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I appreciate the fact that the more they make me wait, the more
bachi
chocolates I can take. It's really I
okay. We'll go with that one. We'll go with that.
I told the host I don't mind waiting, but you're gonna lose more chocolate. It's gonna cost you.
Okay.
No, the food is great, service is great. It's just a bit too packed sometimes. I don't like that. But number 2, I like Mo's Bagels for bacon, egg, and cheese bagel in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, up in Aventura, which is where I usually stay when I'm here.
Shout out. I love Aventura. I think it's a fabulous place.
And number 1, and I know this is not a restaurant.
Okay, go for it.
But it is food.
Yes.
And it is a hidden gem that most people outside of Miami don't even know about. and it is Nosberry Farms cinnamon rolls. my
Oh
friend.
yeah, but that's
that's
a huge. Everybody loves that here.
People love that here.
Everybody knows about.
Everyone goes down and they wait hours for that for the shake.
It's crazy,
And it's like seasonal too. I don't know what
it's seasonal. Yeah.
It's
So
seasonal.
like they're not active now.
No.
They've gone up to, I think, Utah or South Carolina
Yeah.
for the summer, and then they come here.
They're from the Amish. They don't use
yeah,
cell
yeah.
phones and some. They're
Yeah,
still
I think there's no credit cards. It's only cash.
nothing,
It's only
yeah.
cash.
I love that.
Yeah,
So-
and the lines are long.
And to go there, the thing is, it's not just the experience of the
100%.
food, but you go there and you've got like the sunflower fields. You've got the different produce farmers that you have there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's an entire
they're a huge experience, and they're a huge backbone of this community.
And all the influencers have gone there, and similar to what happens to all these tourist places.
100%.
When they open, it's slammed.
It's
2
slammed.
3 hour wait.
It's slammed.
It's great.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, Mayor, let me tell you something. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate the fact of you coming to Miami and passing by a day in Miami here with us. It's been an experience.
The clips of the ambassador were the ones
Thank
we
you.
released with you.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen them.
Huge.
I hadn't seen them, and I texted Kevin yesterday to say thank you for that amazing those amazing words. Honestly, it
You got a lot of shares, and you have a lot of fans. Like people are coming out of the woodworks.
Well, by the way,
Mayor.
before we leave, I do want to say that. I want to say that, when I come from the mentality that when you want to get the pulse of a city, you ask those cab drivers.
I can agree with you.
And you don't get better information than from them. And Eddie can tell you, when we were always in the cab, the guy that we were using, super nice gentleman. Eddie would continue and asking, so what do you think about, your mayor? I can tell you there's not one person, and I'm not telling you for any other reason, everybody said, we like the guy.
Yeah.
The guy's great. The guy's really good. He's young, up and coming, vibrant. Sometimes, you get in these cabs and you hear, ese es un ladrón, ese es un hijo de su madre, that guy sucks. Listen, out of the 3 or 4 people that we drove with, we always ask that question. And everybody came out with the same answer.
People were very happy.
Yeah.
I know we didn't touch on this topic. People were very happy about you and your efforts to clean up the trash and everything that's coming from the street.
Thank you, man.
We were very happy about it.
And by the way, I do want to say, publicly, I want to thank the guy that drives you around in your car, because he drove me to the party.
Is that the big, tall, bald guy?
I don't know who
Eric.
it was.
I think
Eric.
But
Eric.
the great thing about it is that I was in the lobby, and of course, the host, I'm the co-host. The host says, the guy's saying, "Who's Manny?" And he goes, "This is Manny right here. This is Manny right here." And then the guy goes, "Oh, okay, let's go. I'm going to take you." And I go, okay, so I don't need to get the other driver. No. So we get in the car, and then
Well, the car, it was a black Cybertruck.
Yeah.
So we get in.
We get in, and we don't know what's going on. I mean, he knows what's going on, but he doesn't full disclose the whole situation until we're halfway through. That I wanted to get out of the car because I felt so embarrassed because he's saying, "You know what? I think this is because I came back today in the afternoon. Another good friend of ours was there, Manny, and his lovely wife, our commissioner now, that took over Kevin's position. Yeah. And, he came back with them from the fish market, and then he had coordinated, okay, I'm going to pick them up.
Together, yeah.
So then basically the guy's asking for Manny. This guy says, "Oh, here's Manny." I get in the car,
and I said,
Where's
and
the other
he
Yeah.
was with me on the way back, so he recognized me. He goes, "Hey, you guys ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Where's Manny?" I'm like, "Manny's right here."
Yeah.
He goes, "Let's go."
Let's go. So all of a sudden, we're in the middle, halfway through,
Manny calls.
Manny's calling me because Manny's saying, "Hey, are you on your way?" And then when I find this out that I'm in, your car, or the car that drives you around,
nice car.
I'm like saying, I think I got to get out of here. I feel bad. And the guy's, "No, don't worry about it. I'll drop you off." And then I see that line to get into the event, and I go to him, No. You're dropping me off right here. I will walk, and you go and run and pick up the other Manny because I feel horrible about this situation now. So the great story about that, apart from that one, is as soon as I'm in the event, some people come up to me and they tell me, "Oh, are you the mayor?" And I go,
We sell the car.
no, why? And he goes, oh, because we were in line, and all of a sudden our driver says, oh, you see that guy that just got out of the car from the cyber? That's the mayor of Panama. And then I go, nope, sorry, it's not me. It's not me, because they saw me get out of the cyber truck. And I'm walking down the whole sidewalk now to get to the thing, because I wanted that guy to run to go get the other man.
Yeah, so
That was
we
crazy,
basically
brother.
borrowed your cyber truck for a bit.
Well, full disclosure, he's actually not my driver because I drive myself.
Okay.
But he's a driver for City Hall, and
Gotcha.
I don't use city cars. I use all my resources.
Perfect.
So when I travel, I pay for my own tickets, my own hotels, my own food.
Full disclosure.
Drive myself, and people know about this. And
Yeah.
and I think it just helps you stay humble.
Yeah.
And stick to your guns, because at the end of the day,
Right.
4 years I'm out.
Yeah,
Correct.
So better not get
Well,
accustomed.
we have some politicians that have,
People love the perks,
Yeah.
and they love to feel
Yeah.
that they're.
We're not. This is not the show for that.
BS.
You know what I'm saying? With the
we've
fact
had
of me,
situations
please.
Where people come and they gotta check for,
Yeah.
you know,
We gotta
Oh,
let
God,
that go.
you kidding
Let
me?
that go. Let that go.
Oh,
Mayor, thank you for coming.
For threats.
We're ending the show right
Thank
now.
you very much, guys.
a real pleasure.
All right, Papi.